Hello, friends. Welcome to this discussion about the new moon in Taurus, which occurs in Eastern Australia tomorrow morning. It's about middle of the day tomorrow. So new moon in Taurus. So what can we expect? I'd like to talk about self-care, new projects, and stuck energy. Because traditionally, Taurus energy brings stability, connection with the earth and creature comforts. And this year, Uranus is in Taurus, close to the new moon, providing anything but stability to this normally comfortable energy. So let's focus on what will be most useful to us. Self-care is about sensual pleasures, tasty meals, comfortable beds, and body massages. Next, let's consider new projects, always new moon, new projects. And finally, let's consider our willingness to change anything and everything that needs changing. And then there are a few other matters. So this new moon is Wednesday morning, or middle of the day actually, in Eastern Australia. So if you live somewhere else in the world, please adjust your time for that. And as I said before, traditionally, Taurus energy brings stability, connection with the earth, and creature comforts. And this year, Uranus and the moon is really close, providing anything but stability to this normally comfortable Taurian energy. So how do we turn that to our advantage? Cast your mind around to useful changes, new ideas that you may be able to implement in your life. Let's focus on what will be most useful for us. Firstly, self-care. Taurus is earth energy and connects us to sensual pleasures like tasty meals, warm, comfortable beds, and relaxing body massages. And while this might seem self-indulgent, we must remember that when we nurture self and meet our needs, we are strengthened, and then we can support and encourage others. We can make a worthwhile contribution to our community in that way. So dig out and make your favorite healthy recipes, or better still, Google and try something new, Uranus. Maybe for every old favorite you create, you seek out something completely different to try. What about your bed? Does your bed need upgrading? You know, every now and then we need to upgrade our beds. Maybe a new mattress, new bedding, fresh linen can be really nice. Time to try something radical, like a hammock? I don't think so, but anyway, just an idea. Uranus ideas, you know. How can you ensure you are able to sleep soundly and obtain really restful sleep? Do you need to adjust your sleeping routine so that you can get an extra 30 minutes or more every night? Remember, we are part of nature. And at this time of the year in the Southern Hemisphere, life is withdrawing and resting more. Do you enjoy a body massage? It can be very relaxing and allow not only toxins to be eliminated, but can leave you feeling so sensuous and relaxed. Now let's consider new projects, you know, new moon, new projects. I'm always banging on about that. And you may have been imagining or even documenting ideas for a new project or a new direction. With this new moon, it's time to initiate that project, even just taking the first step. Uranus can give us the push we need to make it happen. I have personal plans to use this energy, as well as the energy of Mars in my midheaven, to launch a fresh yoga project, which includes a refreshed website. Oh dear. Physical classes are challenging for me as I don't have access to appropriate facilities. But I can do online yoga classes, which can be accessed by anyone, anytime, anywhere. The style of yoga that I teach is niche, appealing mostly to those who really wanting to connect the body, the mind, and the soul, if you believe you have one. It's so much more than just the physical postures. So if you think this might interest you, please let me know. My new program will focus on hormones and the over 50s. What projects are you dreaming up? Finally, let's consider our willingness to change anything. Taurus energy loves the comfort of established routines and patterns. Having a stubborn attitude to changing routines or habits that no longer serve us is not helpful for ourselves nor for those around us. Ask yourself, how can you adjust your routine or your attitude, maybe, to accommodate changes that benefit not only you and those around you, but the wider community? Remember, there's much pressure on doom and gloom. It sells news. Therefore, understand when you create new for yourself with an expectation of positive change, you are making a contribution to evolution. I have deliberately adjusted the radio stations and music to which I listen regularly. I'm also deliberately adjusting my other activities to include different groups of people to enhance both my business and my social connections. What routines and habits do you need to adjust? Now, do you have an iPhone? Do you talk to Siri on your iPhone? Ask her to activate the gate or the timer or make a phone call or something else. I was chatting to a young paramedic last week and we were talking about looking after her grannies. And I realized that we have in our hands, we have a powerful tool for those of us who live on our own. We hear so many stories of older people falling. It happens. Often the phone is out of reach, but it might be within audio range. If you live alone or know someone who does, maybe suggest that calling out to Siri for help, to call for someone to come and help you, can be a valuable or a viable solution. Let's know what you think. Now to something other. In the global view, I have recently seen many more questions being asked about renewable energy, Uranus, and the climate change, Taurus, agenda that is being imposed upon the world. Now, there are those who believe that it is a consensus of the scientific community that is promoting the cause of climate change to be the rise of carbon dioxide. Any contradictory opinions are being screened out of the mainstream news. Check out Ian Plimer's books on the topic. He's written several books. You know, there's one here for ankle biters, and there's one here for teens, and there's also another one for the old and wrinklies. I don't have this at hand. I think I've lent it to somebody. He's got succinct opinions that may be interesting to you. I can share a video that poses some interesting views. And if you would like to view it, please message me and I will send you the link. Some things I can't put on this channel. Since The sun provides the earth with its energy. What about the cycles of the sun being responsible for changes on the earth? It is a fact, you can check with NASA, that solar activity has never been as frequent nor as intense as it has been in recent years. Now, I'm not a scientist, but I query what effect the number and intensity of solar flares is having on our planet and our climate. Is it detrimental? How is it changing what happens on the Earth? Is it helpful? Whatever the answers, we have to adapt. There's simply no option. Taurus energy is about the throat. See, I'm wearing blue because it's throat energy, blue, where the thyroid gland is also located. The thyroid gland governs our metabolism, how our body manages the food we eat. An overactive thyroid indicates almost frenetic energy, where you cannot sit still for any length of time, and generally indicates a slender, agile body. Oh, please slow down. On the other hand, an underactive thyroid encourages you to binge watch those movies, lounging on the couch and stuffing your face with chocolates and other foods that actually do not serve your body. The body tends to be large, carrying more weight than is healthy. So be aware of what you eat and how your body uses the food you ingest. Enjoy delicious food in sensible quantities. Fresh fruits and veggies in moderation are always a good choice. Yes, and why not the occasional chocolate? Even if your thyroid has been removed, there is still a throat chakra energy center in that part of the body. If you are prone to throat infections due to the changing of the seasons, or any other reason, this is a Taurus thing, Taurus governs the throat, ask yourself what you need to articulate. What do you need to say? What feelings need to be voiced? What do you need to shout about? And it may not be safe to address people directly. So go and shout at the sea or the forest. Get rid of that angry energy. Then rest the body. Drink plenty of fluids and gargle with warm salt water frequently. As the weather cools here in the Southern Hemisphere, it's tempting to stay in rather than put on an extra layer and go for a walk or a bike ride. Remember, it's important to keep up the exercise. There are plenty of yoga classes on my YouTube, and there's even one for Taurus energy. It's 4 years old, but you know, Taurus energy is Taurus energy. And you can do these anytime, any place, anywhere. No excuses for not moving the body. Now back to the astrology and planets changing signs. And towards the end of May, Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter will all move out of Taurus into Gemini, creating harmonious connections with Pluto in Aquarius and suggesting more instability and change, but more on an air, a mental level. This change of energy into our air signs signals more thinking and discussions. And with Venus bringing energy to changing conditions and attitudes, and Jupiter stimulating optimism about social change, the end of May should be an interesting time of adjustment for many. In the first week of December, now I'm talking about something completely different, there is a retreat for ladies blossoming beyond 55. Can you do that? Of course you can. The general life expectancy for women is around 85. So if you're 55, you've got 30 years to go. What are you going to do? Sit on your backside and do nothing? No, you're going to be a useful member of society. Anyway, we have a retreat coming up for ladies blossoming beyond 55. This is happening in the first weekend of December. And I will be joining the 3 grandmothers in conducting this 4-day, 3-night retreat in the Gold Coast hinterland. So go to Facebook and check out the 3 grandmothers on Facebook. My role will be to teach gentle yoga every morning. And if you would like some more information, please message me, and I'm sure I will talk about it in other newsletters. So, thank you for listening. Please share with others who may be interested in what I've got to talk about. Have an interesting time in Taurus, and change what you need to change. Enjoy the comforts of the flesh, and let me know what you're doing. Bye for now.